There are a lot of factors that you need to be prepared for when you're moving across country to a new city, but this one in particular could make or break the move. Philip Marshall here, your Wilmington realtor, and today we're going to be talking about cost of living here in Wilmington, North Carolina. What is the difference between living in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Wilmington? Cost of living. And I know this is a huge factor for a lot of people when deciding on which city to move to. So knowing some of the general costs before moving to an area can be beneficial in either confirming you're making the right decision or help save you from making the wrong one. All right, before we get started with the video, I just wanted to remind you that this video is for people just like you that are considering moving to Wilmington, North Carolina. And we get calls, texts, emails. People reach out to us every day from the content on this channel. So if you're considering making a move down here to the port city, give us a call, send us a text, email, Zoom. I answer all DMs, comments, and we would love to help you make the move down here. So if you're thinking about it at all, or you want some more advice on the area, specific videos, information, we're more than happy to help out. Just reach out and we'd love to get you started. Okay, so first up, we're gonna cover some of the bills regarding the home, and the first one on the list, it's a pretty big one for most people. It's gonna be typical rents in the area. For a 2-bed, 1-bath apartment, you can expect anywhere from $1,000 to $1,400. And for something like a 3-bed, 2-bath, single-family home, you can expect anywhere from $1,800 to $2,700 generally throughout the area. Obviously, these are some generalities and averages. As you get closer to some areas, closer to like downtown or Mayfair or UNCW, the prices can get a little bit higher. So it's gonna depend specifically on that area, but overall, those are some pretty good price ranges that I've seen throughout Wilmington. Next up, we'll go over some general tax information for taxes on your property. So I have a 3-bed, 1-bath home around downtown Wilmington. It's about 1,000 square feet. Last year, our property taxes came just under $1,000. So I've heard from a lot of people that are moving in from out of state that one of the big reasons why they choose this area in North Carolina specifically is because we have lower property taxes. Okay, so for your water bill, 3-bed, 2-bath home, depending on the size of your family, the water bill is billed monthly here, and it's typically 60 to 120. Can change a little bit depending on how many people you've got in your family, but that's a pretty good range of what it's been for me so far. Our public utilities are, for water, Cape Fear Public Utility Authority, and they're just like any other water company. I haven't had any issues with them so far. They've done pretty well for us. All right, next up is going to be the electric bill. So for electricity, and with all of these, I'm using a general 3-bed, 2-bath home in Wilmington, and that's the typical home size in the area. So for something like that, and the average size of family, you're gonna see anywhere from 100, 180, something like that for the energy bill. However, it's gonna depend on seasonality. As we get into the summertime and it gets to 90 degrees, 100 degrees sometimes, obviously that's gonna be on the higher end of 180, maybe even a little higher. But then in the wintertime, as it starts to cool off, you can see the price come down quite a bit. All right, so this one is super important for me, and that is going to be the internet service. So here in Wilmington, you've got a couple different providers. You've got AT&T and Spectrum. For me personally, this is a big one. I work on my computer all day long, so it's important for me that I don't have any lagging issues or drop-offs. So the internet, big one for me. And with the two different companies, I've had some pretty big differences in services and quality of the internet. So for many, many years, I had Spectrum, and they're not the best service in my opinion. A lot of issues with connectivity, a lot of drop-offs. The customer service just wasn't great. Recently switched over to AT&T fiber, and it has been amazing. So the average person can probably expect to pay with some of these plans with both companies anywhere from $40 a month up to around $100. I went a little overboard because I just wanted to try to see how it would be with AT&T fiber, and I got the 5G service, and that's $180 a month. Obviously, that's probably a little more than what I need, but I don't have to worry about any issues anymore, and it has been top notch. The service, the customer service from the people coming out to the people on the phone have just been great. So if you can do AT&T fiber, that is the way to go. But a lot of areas don't have that just yet, so you may have to use Spectrum for now. But either one, they're gonna be fine. But if you can, try to get AT&T. Okay, next up is gonna be home insurance. So Staying with the same 3-bed, 2-bath home, you know, around 1,000, 1,300 square feet, somewhere around there. Our property, somewhere around 100 to 130 bucks, maybe 150. That's a good range for what the home insurance typically is going to be. It's going to vary depending on what service provider that you have, but that's a pretty good range in our area, I think. Now, once you come out to an area like Carolina Beach, we're living out here right now, and it's going to be quite a bit higher. You know, we're right by the water. So for our property out here in Carolina Beach, we pay somewhere around $450 to $500 a month, but you won't have to worry about that in Wilmington. All right, next up is groceries and the grocery bill. I mean, this is a pretty big one for a lot of families. I know it is for me and my fiance. It's just me and her. So for us, we spend anywhere from $500 to $700 a month on groceries. And I mean, we shop at Publix, Food Lion, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. So we get mostly organic stuff if we can. We're pretty good on our budget and our spending with groceries on what we like to eat. But for $500 to $700, we get really good food and we can kind of get what we want. So I don't think that's pretty bad. I think groceries is pretty good for our area. The bill's not super high. So for just 2 people, somewhere around $500 to $700. Obviously, if you've got a larger family, it's going to be a little bit different, but that's the price range for us. Okay, next up we've got gyms. So for gyms, there are a ton of different gyms throughout Wilmington. You've got them all over downtown, near UNCW, Mayfair, going towards the beaches. You've got them all over. So whether you're looking for a bodybuilding gym or, you know, some CrossFit gym, powerlifting gym, there's a ton of different locations. A few of the ones that I've been to are Anytime Fitness, O2 Fitness, True Fit, and then Fit for Life. So there's quite a few different options out there. You know, one thing that we have in Wilmington as well is a lot of different martial arts gyms coming up. There's boxing gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms. The Jiu-Jitsu Institute's one of my favorite ones here, and that's right near Myrtle Grove area in Wilmington. So we've got a lot of different options here in Wilmington for gyms. Definitely, if you're looking for a gym, they should have something that'll be a good fit for you. All right, next up on the list, let's talk about restaurants. So this is a big one for a lot of people. I know a ton of people move specifically to Wilmington because there's a big local vibe of all the different restaurants here. You've got tons of different local restaurants downtown, Mayfair, a lot of different areas with really good restaurants. So we'll go over a few of those. For the majority of places that you go in Wilmington, you can expect anywhere from $12 to $20-ish for a meal. One of my favorite cheaper options is Islands Tacos, and they've got dollar tacos. Absolutely amazing. I've ate there for years, and it's definitely one of my favorite lower budget options here in Wilmington. But just because it's lower budget does not mean it's not great. It's one of my absolute favorite places to go. I will say there are a lot of higher end options in Wilmington if that's something that you're looking for. If you want a nicer restaurant to eat at, you know, you can go somewhere like downtown or Mayfair or another area called The Point, and there's going to be quite a few different options. So one of my favorite to go to is True Blue Farm to Table Butcher in Wilmington. That's right in the Mayfair area, and they've got a ton of different options there. But the meals there and in a lot of different nicer restaurants in Wilmington range anywhere from $20 to $40 a meal, but this one in particular has some higher end options like Ruth Chris that's downtown. So this is more of like a steakhouse butcher type of place, and the price range at True Blue could be anywhere from $30 all the way up to $100. They have a 30 ounce, 40 ounce, 90-day dry aged steak that is just amazing. All right, so second to last, we're gonna cover gas. This is a big one for a lot of people. I know if you're in a bigger city and you travel a lot, this can be a big factor on what kind of car you drive, and it can range pretty vastly in prices throughout different areas. But specifically here in Wilmington, I feel like we're pretty good on gas because everything in Wilmington is 15 to 20 minutes from the center of Wilmington. So you're not really driving a whole lot to get around town other than me. As a real estate agent, I'm driving all the time. But if your job's not like that, everything's super close to you. All the grocery stores are right by where you're going, the gyms, Everything is pretty close to you, so you shouldn't be running through gas as you would in a much bigger city. For us, me and my fiance, we probably spend anywhere from 150 to 200 in total for both of us throughout the month, so it's not that bad. All right, so last up, we're gonna go over something I thought would be pretty helpful to throw in for people that are, wanting to visit Wilmington and move to the area, is gonna be pay to park. Even though we don't have a lot of pay to park options that are right in the middle of Wilmington, I'll go over a few different places just so you're prepared if you wanna make the trip down here as a tourist and just visit the area. You got to be prepared. There are some areas throughout Wilmington and in the beaches that you're going to have to pay to park. The pay to park areas throughout Wilmington are going to be Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach, and downtown Wilmington. Downtown Wilmington is pretty much paid to park from 3rd Street all the way down to Front Street to where the Cape Fear River is. And you can expect anywhere from Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6:30, you'll pay $1 an hour. There are a lot of parking deck options, so if you can't find a spot on the street, you can get in one of those as well. Okay, so for Wrightsville Beach, they have metered parking pretty much all over the entire area, and it's from March to October, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and it's $5 an hour. And for Carolina Beach, it has year-round paid parking now. It's something new that they just put in, and it's $5 on season and $2 off season. Both of the beaches, during the busy seasons, it is going to be pretty difficult to find a spot anyways, but hopefully this will be a little bit helpful. If you're coming to visit the area, you're staying at an Airbnb or you've got something in Wilmington that you want to check out, be prepared. In these high trafficked areas, it's going to be mostly paid to park. All right guys, so that wraps up today's video for cost of living here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Hopefully I covered all of the expenses that you were thinking of, and I gave you a good idea of what it's going to be like when you move here to the port city. Don't forget, if this video was helpful and you got anything out of it, like, comment, subscribe to support the channel so that we can keep bringing you the best real estate information here in Wilmington, North Carolina. And again, as always, whether you're moving now or next year, make sure you send us a text, give us a call, email, schedule a one-on-one Zoom, drop a comment below. However you want to reach out, make sure you reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. I answer all of my DMs, comments, and everything. So if you're thinking about making a move down here and you want some more information, be sure to reach out. We'd love to help you make a smooth transition down to the port city, and we'll see you on the next video.